Alright, I'm going to start this video off with a fair warning. I shut off the AC in my apartment because I don't want that sound in the background, so it's hot as hell in here right now. You might see me slowly start to drip. Also, there's a moving truck outside that keeps honking their horn, so let's see where this goes. Okay, with that being said, here is a brush. You might have seen this brush on my Instagram. I post about it often. It's one of my favorite brushes. It's also one of probably the oldest brushes that I own. I love it because the bristles are really like kind of messed up at this point, and it gives me a really messy, kind of uncontrollable line. And sometimes I like that kind of line in my work, especially when it's juxtaposed against more controlled lines. I like to use this brush for textures and background elements. And today I wanted to show you how I use not only this brush, but some other more controlled lines in a recent ink drawing. So people sometimes ask me if I use brush or pen and would I like better. The truth is, I think most illustrators and comic book artists tend to use a blend of the two, and I'm really no different. I don't really favor one over the other. I really like the kind of lines that I get with brush, but I also really love what a pen can do as well. And I think black and white work is really strongest when the two are kind of used together really seamlessly. So today I wanted to show you a recent black and white drawing that I completed. I got the pose from a recent figure drawing session that I was at. I really liked the pose that the model took, and I kind of liked the way the sketch came out. So I decided to use that pose and create a whole scene around it. So I want to show you how I used brush, a pen, and also a brush pen. So normally I sort of start with the finer lines first. If I'm working with pen or brush, I like to do the outlines first. With this drawing though, I kind of changed it around. I think sometimes it's nice to sort of switch up your process, and you never know what can come out of that. Happy mistakes or just straight up mistakes. Who knows? But this was cool because I decided to go and use my trusty old brush and sort of just block in some of those shapes in the background. I'm kind of like hinting at a sort of industrial, maybe fire escape building kind of pattern, but I wanted to keep it abstract enough so that the figure in the foreground kind of just sits on top of it and pops a little bit more. So you're more focused on the figure than you are the background, but the background is really important in adding that mood and environment. So I used a ruler where I could in certain areas, and it's really tricky to use a ruler with a brush. And I wasn't going for precision necessarily with this. I just wanted it to kind of not look super messy. So like it kind of struck that balance between uncontrolled lines and controlled lines. And the ruler itself, when you're using it with a brush, has a tendency to smudge. So I kind of utilized some of those smudgy elements in certain areas. After I got all those background elements in, then I went in with my lay pen made by Marvy. Sort of this is like my outlining pen. I don't know if this is in focus, but I'll try to link it below if I can remember. And I like these better than microns, to be honest. I think the ink lasts longer, and I like the line that I get with it. The tip stays nice and fresh, and it doesn't bend. So I really like these pens, and also like they're super affordable. So yeah, check them out if you can. But I use this on the figure work and all the outlines. And I used, I think, a number 8 and a number 5 probably. Maybe for the real fine lines in the face, I used a number 3. After I got the line work done with the figure, then I went in and took my brush pen and got some of those nice brushy lines for the hair and a little bit of spot details across the rest of her outfit, just to kind of like add a little bit of shadow and depth to her figure. But I wanted her, for the most part, to be kind of like open and sort of like pop against that more black and white messy background. This was just a drawing I did for fun. I think what I'm going to do is color it and maybe make a print out of it. If I do that before I wind up posting this video, then I'll link that print down below if you're interested in picking that up. that's pretty much it. I just kind of wanted to show you how I went about this particular piece. Comment down below if you like this kind of thing, and if you did, I'll try to do more of these. So thanks for watching, and remember, don't be afraid of using old beat up brushes and brush pens and sticks and whatever else you use. All right, stay tuned for the next video, hopefully sooner than later. Goodbye.